Do you constantly struggle with pollination in your yard? Well, today I'm going to show you the 2 easiest ways to increase your pollination and get more fruits and vegetables. Hi, I'm Kristen with Shifting Roots, and I help gardeners in cold climates with short growing seasons learn to grow flowers and vegetables with ease. If you also live in a similar climate, you're definitely going to want to hit that subscribe button and notification bell as well. I show up every single day on Facebook and Instagram to show you exactly what I'm doing in real time so you don't miss a thing. All right, so let's talk pollination. So in our gardens, we really want to encourage little creatures like bees, butterflies, and ants to come to our yards so they can help pollinate our flowers, which means more vegetables for you, more fruit, and just a more abundant garden when you have those pollinators. The first way that you can encourage more pollinators to your yard is right back there, and that's to plant flowers. That's always the first thing I tell people when they tell me that they have a pollination problem is I ask, well, do you have any flowers in your yard? And a lot of times they'll say, oh, just maybe like a little bit, but not tons. And all I can say is if you plant lots of flowers, you will have lots of pollinators. Now, not just any flowers will do. There are a few pollinators that bees like a little bit better than others. While bees will go to any flower, they do like purple flowers, blue like these delphiniums, white like these pincushions here. You can even see we have a little friend joining us right there. And they love yellow like this Rudbeckia over here. The second thing you can do probably sounds a little bit out of the box, but hear me out. If the bees won't come to you, then bring the bees. So I have partnered with Kind Bee Farms, and they have sent a bee hotel to my house along with the bees. So that means that I am guaranteed a little group of leafcutter bees that are going to pollinate my yard. And so the cool thing about this is leafcutter bees don't fly very far, so they're going to stay in your yard for the most part. Now, of course, there are exceptions. If you put your leafcutter bees out when it's cold or rainy for that first day when they're still sort of hatching, then it's not going to work so well and you might lose your bees. But other than that, if you keep your bee house low, you keep it near some existing flowers, they will stay in your yard, they will pollinate all of your flowers and your vegetables and whatever needs pollinating, and that means increased harvests for you. Earlier this year, I documented my experiences when I got my bees and sort of what that looked like. So let's go over to that now, and then I'll see you at the end. And these are leafcutter bees. These are going to pollinate my flowers, my vegetables in my backyard. And the awesome thing is they are city friendly. So if you have kids, if you have pets, if you have neighbors, you don't need to worry about these bees frustrating your neighbors or stinging your kids and your pets. I'm so excited to see these bees. Come on and let's take a look and unbox this. All right, here we go. Time to meet our bees. Okay, look at that. Oh, we already have some that are hatched. Look at that. There's one like sleeping right there. Do you see? Oh, there's one moving around. I think there's another one right there. So this is really exciting. So let's take a look at the house. How cute is this little bee house, bee hotel? And look how many bees are ready to go. So we definitely need to go outside. There will be no indoor hatching for these bees. So when you get your bees might not already be hatched like this. It could take up to 5 days. So what you're supposed to do is you're actually supposed to have them indoors in a safe place where they can't get wet, where kids and pets can't knock them down or anything. And then you wait until you see 1 to 5 bees, and then you do the rest of the hatching outdoors. So my bees are already ready. So let's head on out and we'll set up their bee hotel. Okay, so we're outside now, and this is the area that I've chosen for my bees. The bees are actually going to go right behind me over here. I've nailed a little nail into the fence, and that way they're out of reach of my younger children. They're out of reach of any cats, dogs, sort of animals that might get at them. You want those little bees to be safe. And the other important thing is you want an area where there's something for the bees to be with, for lack of a better word. So over here I have some arugula that's gone to seed and is in bloom. And then I also have some anemones right over here. These ones are in bloom. We've got a few more coming for the bees right away. And then over on the other side, I have some snapdragons. There's some stalk. These are a little farther out from blooming, but they'll still come soon enough and the bees will love them. Then in the future, they'll also have some cosmos over here that they can pollinate. And then on top of that, the bees will also have these peony bushes over here. So all along this fence, tons and tons of peonies. The bees are gonna be in their glory when those start to bloom. Okay, moment of truth. Let's do this. So I'm gonna very gently take this off. Oh, my bees are really excited here. Okay, I'll take this a little bit off. Okay, look at all these little holes. All right, so here's a little house. I think the loft is right up here that we'll be setting our little bees on. I'll just put the house right there for now. Okay, moment of truth. The bee stickers are coming off. Okay, gently tear off cover. So nervous, you guys. So nervous, but it's gonna be okay. All right, there we go. Oh, there's our few. Oh, they're going. Oh, what? Look, one's on my hand, and it's totally fine. Oh my God, that's amazing. Oh my goodness. All right, back to the present. You just saw the first time that I had bees delivered to my bee hotel. And so what happened is that I saw the bees, I would see them on flowers and stuff, and they were definitely doing their job. I saw holes in different sort of leaves, but then after a while, I didn't notice any activity. I didn't see any bees. The tubes of the house didn't seem to be filling up with their little leaves. And eventually I felt like something was wrong. I grew up on a farm where there was a lot of leafcutter bees, and we had them all the time. So like I do have some experience with them, and things just didn't seem right. So I messaged Kind Bees and told them what had happened. They agreed with me that, well, some of the bees might be alive. I think I had lost most of my population. What we figured it was is that I actually had this house here way too high. And so I lowered the house, and then the day that I got the bees, it was beautiful weather when we opened it in the morning, but then later that afternoon it got very cold, very rainy. It was like the one day it rained, basically all summer. And so I think that contributed to the bees not surviving. So they sent me a second package of bees. As you'll see later in the video, I've also been very honest with you about this experience. In most of these type of sponsored posts, everything is rosy and fantastic, and actually everything did not go perfectly for me. But you know what? The folks at Kind Bees were so gracious, and we both agreed that it was really important to tell the real truth about the story and how things went. So you'll see everything here. So after my first mishap with the bees, here are my next two. There's tons of live ones in here. The weather is warmer. I think we're gonna have a lot better luck. I've also fixed the placement of my house, so now it's substantially lower and the bees should be a lot happier. I had it up there, and I've moved it at least about 2 feet down. All right, so take two. I just showed you the active bees. What I didn't know the first time is that sometimes these bees can maybe take a little bit longer to hatch than you think, especially when it's cold. They need some warmth. So these guys are just like desperate to get out. So I'm gonna open them now. Here we go. Oh, first bee coming out. Oh, here's some more. There we are. Oh my goodness, can you see them go? They want to get going. All right, here we are. This is kind of crazy. There's so many bees swarming around. I got another one on me, but see, they're very, very gentle. So even though you just saw tons and tons of bees fly out, you can see there's still a few little bees that are resting and sleeping in those cocoons. They're slowly trying to make their way out. And one of the things I did wrong is I didn't really realize that they needed to be warm and they needed to be together. So I will keep them in their box no matter what. So now after having the leafcutter bees for a couple of months, I've got to say that I don't really notice them very much. I know they're still here because I do occasionally see the holes in the leaves. One thing I do want to say is if you are someone who adores your hostas and they're like the love of your life in the garden, you probably don't want to get leafcutter bees. They love hostas. I've also noticed them in my amaranth and my peonies, but again, when I'm using them for cut flowers, I'm stripping away most of those leaves, so it's not really a big deal for me. But if it is for you, you should be aware of that. Otherwise, it's been a great experience having them in my yard so far, and I'll be following up later in the summer with a review of how it went this year. If you want to get your own bees from Kind Bee Farms, they ship all over the US and Canada. You can use code BeeFriends10 to get 10% off. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you found these little tips helpful. And as always, if you enjoy this type of content, live in a similar cold climate like I do, hit that subscribe button and we'll see you in the next one. All right, bye-bye.